Hello friends, welcome to the first day of the spoken English training program Fluently. Actually, when your performances have been shared in our teacher groups, we were really wonderstruck how brilliantly well you participated, my guys. Hats off to you. When we thought about this type of a program, we were really worried. How many of the students may come out? Will they speak out in English? If the students are not ready to participate actively, our program will not be successful. Will the teachers accept it? All the teachers were busy with their online classes. They may not get time enough to spend for this program. So, will they criticize us? These types of doubts were haunting us when we started thinking of this program. All such doubts and fears vanished once we started the pre-course training session. Hats off to the active participants, students, and the real energy behind you. The motivation behind you, that is your teachers. The active involvement of the teachers and students give us the promise that yes, definitely this program will rock. Each and every participant will be benefited after the program. So with a heart full of happiness and gratitude to the entire team, once again, warm welcome to the first day of our training program. My dear students, even after learning English for the last 11 or 12 years, you are not confident enough to speak in English. And many of us teachers, even though qualified with graduation, post-graduation, and even some of us are PhD scholars, but still come to a confusion when we are requested to speak in English. We started to stutter, stammer, and whatnot. I'm sure many of these persons who are reluctant to speak excel in their writing skill. Why? Why you are shy? Why you are not ready to speak in English whenever you get a chance? What pulls you back? Fear of committing mistakes. We are not ready to commit mistakes and being laughed at by others. And we are really confused of the grammar. Oh God, what to use here? If I say has, will it be okay? Or shall I use have? Has, have, had, can, could? Whether I have to use go or went or gone? My God. Confusion, confusion, confusion. My dear friends, let me ask you a simple question. How many of you know Malayalam grammar? Do you know that there's a perfect grammar system in Malayalam? Do you think that the Malayalam you use for communication is perfect? Do you think that all the sentence structures you are using is okay? Do you think that you are using Malayalam according to the grammar rules? Do you know Sandhi, Samasam, Kartari Prayogam, Karmani Prayogam, Alankarangal and such stuff in Malayalam? Do you know, according to the type of articulation, there are various sounds in Malayalam under the label Garam, Adhikaram, Ghosha, Nasigam, Anunasigam, etc. Come on, tell me the truth. Yes or no? I can hear a big yes from you. So, without knowing all these things, how well we are communicating in Malayalam. We never even think of complicated grammar in the case of Malayalam. So, without knowing any grammar, We communicate very easily, very fluently, and very confidently. How come it be? Without learning grammar, can a person use that language very well? Definitely. We are the examples. We all speak Malayalam. We think in Malayalam. We dream in Malayalam. We never think of mispronunciations or grammatical mistakes while communicating in Malayalam. But we do when we started communicating in English. That makes all the difference. Actually, the Malayalam we are using in Malappuram, it's entirely different from the Malayalam used in Kasaragod or Thiruvananthapuram. Suppose a person comes from Trivandrum. He happened to listen to a conversation between two Pakka Nadan people. They speak in the Pakka Kontoti slang. What the hell you are speaking, they may think. My God, they are speaking Malayalam, but I didn't get even a word out of it. What are words they are using? My goodness, it's horrible. This might be the first comment coming out of the Thiruvananthapuram guy. The same occurs when a Malappuram guy reaches Trivandrum and happen to listen to a conversation between two people who make use of the Pakka Thiruvananthapuram slang. A language has various regional varieties. We don't mind if the communication has been taken place. That means language is basically for communication. If you understand what I said and you could respond properly, the communication is successful. We just listen to it and try to get the idea out of communication. So actually, while we people are communicating, we are communicating our ideas. So communication means just transaction of ideas. And we do it in our mother tongue excellently well. Do you think why this difference? We learn English for more than 10 years. Still, we cannot speak out in English. But we are fluent in our mother tongue. Even the illiterate people in Kerala, they speak in Malayalam very confidently, very fluently. Many people are there who never stepped into the school. They never learned language from school, but they use language for communication. Do you know why? Because we acquire our mother tongue, that's Malayalam in our case, through the natural order of language acquisition. What is the natural order of language acquisition? Let's see. When I was a small child, I knew only one way to communicate or transact my idea. That was crying. So I cried when I was hungry. I cried when I was nervous. I cried when I had stomachache. I used to cry whenever I met with a need. But gradually, I understood that my cries were not properly addressed by my parents. When I cried for some food, they thought that I was crying because I felt like sleepy. Then I was totally confused. I was in a dilemma. What is this? I want some food, but they couldn't get my idea through my crying. So I just observed what the people around me were doing, and I understood that all the people around me speaking something. I listened to it very carefully. From their conversations, I understood the person who fed me often was my mother. The person who took care of me was my grandma, and the other guy was my father. All these ideas I got simply by listening to what the people around me used to talk. So I think As a child, I realized the fact that if my needs have to be properly addressed, I should start speaking just like the people around me did. So I listened to them carefully and started making
Fluently.
sounds like ma, pa, cha. I started to make such sounds. When I said ma, my mother was so happy. She embraced me and she expressed her love and excitement in being called as Amma. Like that, all my ideas have been transacted to them by speaking. So the first skill I achieved was listening skill, and that listening skill helped me to pick up the speaking skill, because I understood that if I didn't speak out, my needs may not be taken care of. Necessity is the mother of all inventions. So each child started speaking, not only me, each and every one of you. Learn Malayalam like this. Through this process, you all have come across. In the beginning, you made some sounds with which you couldn't communicate the proper ideas. So you listened carefully again and again, and you picked up the proper words and the proper way you have to express it. Words transformed into sentences and easily and communicate in your mother tongue. Only when you stepped into the school, you started reading and writing. So the listening and speaking skill you acquired from your home, from your surroundings, from your parents and relatives was cemented when you started reading and writing. Friends, this is the proper way to acquire a language. This is how we master our mother tongue. But we missed all these steps in the case of English. We started learning English only after we stepped into the school. In the KG classes, the teachers, they wrote something on the board and read it like this. A, capital letter A, small letter A for apple, B for ball, like that. That means we started learning the third and fourth skills from school. So even after 11 or 12 or 15 years of learning English, still we stutter and stammer when started speaking in English. So my dear friends, from today onwards, let's follow whatever skills we missed to acquire in the past. Try to pick up those two skills, and please do not neglect the other two skills, reading and writing, because reading enrich your vocabulary. Vocabulary is a must for you to communicate effectively, fluently, and confidently. So this 30-day program provides you a platform to acquire the four skills through the proper way. Whenever you will be given a chance to speak out, please do it actively. Actually, in our school life, many of the teachers might have tried to teach us English properly. When they started handling English classes through English itself, we might have revolted. Why, miss, you speak only in English? We need translation. So, the teachers as well as the students who felt so comfortable in learning English through Malayalam, that made all these issues. So, from today onwards, please let your teachers teach you in English. Give maximum exposure to the world of English It's a global language. It's the language of opportunity. So if you know this language, surely you will get n number of opportunities in future. This is a language of future too. I think assuring the participants of the 100% result of a course is not ethical. But still, I want to tell you that if you are ready to involve 100% actively in this program, definitely we can create wonders.